super
okay.
duper high five I gave you.
It was a good one. It was a good one.
Welcome to Attack of the Show. I'm Horatio.
And I am Candace Bailey.
Check it out. RZA will be here live to talk about The Man with the Iron Fist, the Kung Fu movie he just made.
That's right. And Grace Helbig gets the lowdown on Silent Hill Revelation from the movie stars.
All
It's going to be fun.
Hey, Candace.
Yes? Hi, Horatio.
I saw you getting gussied up yesterday. You went somewhere?
Oh, I did, yeah. I went to an Assassin's Creed / Maxim / Rock the Vote party last night. It was really cool. I'm pretty cool, y'all. I don't know if you know this. I'm real cool.
That's funny because I went to a Creed assassination party.
What?
Yeah.
No, that's so much cooler. I wish I had gone with you to a Creed assassination party.
It was a lot of fun. I think we got them all.
Oh, good. Thank God. Time now to run down the top things on the web.
We're going around the net. Candace, if there's one thing I've learned about you this week, it's that you love watching videos of people getting hurt.
Oh, it's like my favorite thing in the world, obviously. And today I've got 3 of them, starting with this grade school talent show. Dignity.
Wow, that's the worst black swan ever. It sucks that his mask came off because now his spirit can't haunt the auditorium forever.
Have you ever been in a talent show or anything like that?
Yes, my first production was I was a brick in the Yellow Brick Road for a grammar school production of The Wiz. Which is the black Wizard of Oz.
Hold on. There's so many things that you just said there that I'm like, what? You were a brick?
Yeah,
in The Wizard of Oz?
There was a big yellow brick road, and I was one tiny little brick.
What does that mean? How are you a brick?
Because there's a yellow brick road that, that the characters have to march down, and they didn't step on us, but we were like the chorus.
Oh, okay. Okay, I get it.
It was very racially, mixed. It was a beautiful production.
I wish we could have seen it.
Me
I'm
too.
sure you were a great brick. I'm sure you're amazing. And now, no good can come of 3 bored friends hanging out in their basement with a camera. One of these guys is about to get a bloody lip, but not in the way you would expect.
And that's how he got the powers of a radioactive hat. Today you know him as a clerk at Lids.
I'm not sure why that kid was on all 4s or what he was supposed to be doing, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that that was probably the best possible outcome for everyone involved, including the viewers. Yeah, I know. And finally, we have some parasailing, which for those of you who don't know is an activity where you strap on a parachute and get towed around in the sky by a motorboat.
Wow, that sounds super dangerous.
God, pussy.
Run, Joe, run.
They say if you go down to the lake on a quiet day, you can still hear the splashes as he's dragged across the surface of the water. Now, as you may or may not know, I get a lot of requests to do product endorsements, and normally I turn them down. But there was one company that I said yes to, one product that really represents who I am and what I stand for. I'm really proud of this commercial. Here it is.
He stares at the moon, hoping it will hatch into a giant baby. He once climbed Mount Kilimanjaro just to poo on it. He believes the Keebler owls steal jobs away from human bakers. He once wore a bear costume to a friend's funeral. He legally changed his name to Walmart G. Tarantula Penis. His dream is to shrink down and live inside a potato. He is the most peculiar man in the world.
I don't always drink beer, but when I do, it's filtered through a dead squirrel. Stay strange, my friends.
Well done. That's a great commercial.
Still ahead. Superman starting a blog. Because the internet ruins everything.
Plus, dog poop and Halloween masks predict who will win the presidential election. Seriously, don't go anywhere.
Welcome back, everybody. It's a big, crazy world out there. Time for us to catch up with it. There are only 12 days left until the election, and a lot of people are worried about whether their candidate will win or lose, while others are worried their name will be misspelled on the write-in votes. It's SANS, you guys. S-A-N-Z, not S-A-N-D-S. I'm running on the teabag ticket. No, I mean the teabagging ticket. Very nice. So, how do you make yourself feel better until the actual election? Well, with so many predictions and pre-election polls out there, there's really only 3 you can trust. First up, Jim Caliglione, a professional poop scooper and part-time psychic, claims that Romney will win, since the majority of the poop he picks up looks more like Romney than it does Obama. Oh, yeah! Well, before you laugh, he claims he accurately predicted the 2008 election. And as you can see here in these photos, the results are pretty legit. Those poops don't look like humans. Although, if you ask me, this one looks a lot like Donald Trump. And then there's Noki the squirrel, who also accurately predicted the 2008 election. This year, Noki is also going with Romney, since he ate more walnuts out of the Romney Bowl than the Obama Bowl. And for those of you thinking it's a ridiculous way to predict something, we tried reaching Squirrel for comment, but he said nothing, since he's an animal and has no idea what he's doing. But I wouldn't trust that squirrel anyway, because here he is at a Romney fundraiser. Dirty Noki. And lastly, there's the most reliable prediction of all. Halloween mask sales. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ooh. Spirit Halloween, the country's largest Halloween retailer, has been tracking the sale of Halloween masks since 1996, and has found that whichever candidate's mask has the most sales ends up winning the election. So who's winning? President Obama with a 60-40 margin. But keeping track has been a little more difficult this year, since it's hard to tell whether people are dressing up as Obama and Romney or Agent J and Agent K from Men in Black 3. Moving on. So let's say you've got a big decision to make. For example, things between me and Blake Lively are going really well these days. Yeah. Now, if you ask me, it's common sense that we just take the next step and find a state that will let a man marry a fake lady doll. But common sense is wrong. According to writer and scientist Duncan Watts, it's fine to listen to your gut when you're making boring, everyday decisions like ordering a sandwich, but the last thing you should do when you're making a huge decision like ordering a $7,000 lifelike fake lady is trust your intuition. Now, here's the problem. Common sense only makes sense if we all think exactly the same, which we don't. You know? Human beings are like special individual snowflakes. So something that seems obvious to one person will be the opposite to another person. For example, I think it's a great idea to set up elaborate obstacle courses for babies and take bets on the winners. Other people think that's child cruelty, and that's why the parents at Sunnyside Infant Daycare and I are no longer on speaking terms. Also, basing big decisions on your intuition means that you might ignore more out-of-the-box solutions, stuff that your common sense tells you is a bad idea. Now, if I hadn't ignored common sense, I might not have come up with the idea to build elaborate obstacle courses for the elderly. And that idea is paying off big time. Ka-ching! Thank you. Now, Superman has had a busy couple years. He renounced his U.S. citizenship, sexed up Wonder Woman while flying, and even has a new movie where apparently he joins the cast of The Deadliest Catch. Because the most powerful being on Earth has nothing better to do than catch crabs. Hopefully not from Wonder Woman. Now, however, Superman is making another bold move. He's quitting his day job at the Daily Planet. You know print journalism is really dead when the Man of Steel ditches it to do what any godlike being would do. Start his own blog. As of Superman issue 13, Clark Kent is leaving the newspaper he's worked for since 1938 to become an online citizen journalist. Hopefully he'll be blogging about corporate bullies and government corruption, not sex tapes and adorable animals playing instruments. No, wait, actually, people need to know about adorable animals playing instruments. Yeah. Apparently in the new issue, Clark Kent's boss, Perry White, says that, quote, times are changing and print is a dying medium, which is ironic because he's in a comic book, which is also made of paper. But to me, the most amazing part of this story is that Superman worked at the same place for 74 years without quitting. If I had superpowers, I would have given my boss the middle finger and flown out the window after a year. I mean, I've only been here a week, and I'm ditching this place tomorrow. I'll miss all of you very much. Still ahead, Superman may have ditched print, but comics are back in a big way. Thanks to Batman and the Avengers. Blair Butler and writer Brian Michael Bendis reveal how the medium is evolving for the 21st century. After the break.
All season long, beat the autumn chill with me and Sarah Underwood as we turn up the heat with more special guest hosts like John Barrowman, Paul Scheer, Josh Myers, and Michael Ian Black.
Superman may have given up on print, but the other heroes haven't. Now, joining me now to talk about the future of comics, the writer of such books as Ultimate Spider-Man, Powers, and starting next month, the all-new X-Men, Brian Michael Bendis. Welcome to the show, Brian.
Hi, guys.
Hey, obviously, the media landscape has changed dramatically. Even Superman in the latest issue is sort of saying print is dead. But how is Marvel kind of thriving in this new online comics world?
Well, I think media is going to alter tremendously for the rest of our lives. I don't think it's ever going to be stagnant ever again. But, the best thing that Marvel's doing right now is that if you buy the comic, you get the comic, and then you get like a code to get a free digital comic. And then my favorite thing, because I'm a huge fan of like director's commentary and just extras on the DVD, is that they have this AR app. It's like a little, you'll see like a little AR symbol on the page, and if you hold your phone or your iPad up to it, all the stuff comes up. Sometimes like a whole extra comic comes up, or commentary from me or the editors, or three-dimensional editor-in-chiefs pop up, and it's super cool. It's just, anything that adds to the value of the comic and relieves my guilt about people spending money on my stuff, it's just great. And the AR app just, it's a huge relief to me, and I just love putting stuff on it.
Right, and you can get a virtual editor like Obi-Wan Kenobi popping out of your phone.
Yes, I said, please, I wish Axel Alonso would appear before me, and he does.
Great. Now, you guys have been really clear that Marvel now is not a reboot. So if I'm a lapsed comic reader, you know, how does this new initiative sort of bring me back into the fold?
You know what? It's just this perfect place for people like, you know, love the Avengers movie or just dig in what's going on in the animation side and like, where do I start? You start right here. It's a very clean start point on any of the books. It's almost every book has a brand new creative team that has never been on that book before. Myself and Stuart Immonen are taking over X-Men, and we've never done it before. So it's our original new take. Every single book, though, it's happening to over the next few months. Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, the Avengers, everything is going to have a brand new #1 with a brand new starting point that just lets you know if you come in here, you will have missed nothing. But if you've been following us the whole time, all of that, everything that you know will be served. So it's beautiful for new readers and just people looking to try new series.
Gotcha. And of these new #1s, are there any particular books that sort of jump out at you that everyone should be checking out?
Well, you know what? A lot of people already checked out Uncanny Avengers, but I've read a bunch of them, and the one that I'm the most charmed by for numerous reasons is Matt Fraction and Mark Bagley on Fantastic Four. #1 because Mark and Matt are two very good friends of mine who have never worked together before, and I knew they would be awesome together. So it's lovely to see. But on the other hand, Matt Fraction has been living the life of Reed Richards now for years. He has a powerful young boy son and a brilliant little girl and an amazing, intelligent wife, and they've just been on adventures together. And so for him to write the cosmic Marvel version of that in the Fantastic Four, after having been living it for years, is just like the perfect writer for the perfect book.
But instead of like shopping for groceries, they'll be sort of fighting interdimensional Time Lords, or?
Yeah, no, they're literally in a space RV, and he's taking his kids for this adventure that any father would want to take their kids on, just to show them everything they can show them.
Right on. Now, obviously, Marvel recently killed some pretty major characters off, and you actually brought someone back, correct? From the dead?
Yes. Professor X has passed on, and we'll be dealing with the fallout of that in all new X-Men, and it's a pretty seismic change in the X-Men universe. The man whose dream it was to build the X-Men is no longer with us, and now it is up to many of the X-Men to decide how best to serve that dream, and a lot of them have very different opinions on how that will go. And just yesterday, not to spoil anything, but if you pick up Avengers 32, which is one of my last issues of Avengers, of the founding member, the Wasp, who's been dead for many years, is found safe and sound in the Microverse. And you can see the beautifully drawn resurrection of the Wasp drawn by Brandon Peterson.
Nice. Now getting the Wasp back, she's a pretty big character in the Ant-Man cast of characters, and obviously there's an Ant-Man movie slated. Now, whether that movie is related to an upcoming Ant-Man movie or not, you know, obviously the Avengers destroyed at the box office, so how do you guys deal with the comic book universe sort of adhering to the movie universe and vice versa?
You know, they've always left us alone, which is brilliant. And this is even before, like, these movies really took off. I remember years ago when I was the writer of Daredevil, and I was in the middle of this crazy Daredevil story, like just insane Daredevil story, and I knew the movie was coming, and I was waiting for the phone call that said, wrap it up, the movie's coming, but it never came. And I remember my editor-in-chief saying, why would we do just what they do in the movies? We should do something you can't get in the movies. Like if they see the movie, like if they see Avengers, and then someone comes in the store, they don't want to see the Avengers again. They want, show me the new thing, and that's what we do. So our job is just to look forward and create new ideas and new situations and new relationships, and that's what we do. And I'm very grateful and proud that no matter how successful the movies get, they stick to the guns on that and let us do what we do. So, you know. And I get the best of both worlds. I get to work on the movies as part of the Marvel Creative Committee, and then I get to go look forward in Marvel now and you know, try to create the new stuff.
Well, speaking of you and creating the new stuff, what do you specifically have coming up?
The big ones, November 7th is All New X-Men #1, which is a gorgeous book drawn by Stuart Immonen, and that starts our hopefully very lengthy and involved run on X-Men that's filled with completely new X-Men ideas, the biggest one of which is because things have gotten so crazy in the X-Men universe, one of the X-Men decides that if the original X-Men would come here today and see how crazy it is, that things would change. And so we go back in time and we pull the original X-Men, including the long-lost Jean Grey and Cyclops and Beast and Angel and Iceman, and we bring them to the modern day, and we get to see the modern X-Men craziness through the eyes of the original innocent X-Men.
Awesome. Brian, thank you so much. Everybody, thank you to
Thanks,
Brian
guys.
Michael Bendis. It's a pleasure. And now, an important reminder, if you are going to an alternate universe, avoid the alternate universes with undead cults.
Thinking about taking a vacation anytime soon? Well, if you're into Satan, you might want to check out this place. Based on the same video game that scared the out of me, Silent Hill Revelation 3D follows a girl on the run from demonic forces hell-bent on torment. First of all, can you guys show me where Silent Hill is on the Maps app so I can make sure that I never go to there, ever? Can you explain a little bit about what the darkness actually is?
I mean, the darkness is basically when there are like 3 worlds in Silent Hill. In this film in particular, I think they're really delineated, but there's the real world, there's the folk world, which is kind of I'd say the periphery of Silent Hill, and Silent Hill when it's, I don't know.
You can get lost in this idea.
Yeah,
like,
and I know, you could define and redefine it. But
darkness is just everyone's fears, isn't it? It's basically what it is.
how true to the video game is the film? I think it's very similar. The characters, the characters are all there, and we've shot it and so mismatched and all over the place and going backwards and forwards. So when I finally saw the film, I was like, oh, that's how it all unfolds, and you feel like you're getting to the next level of the game. Silent Hill is populated by the damned who could never leave. So what do you think a viable job would be? I would say electrician, because all those lights were broken.
Yeah, there's lots of ash in that town, like a dustman man or something. It's really hard, that stuff.
Like a vacuum.
Yes. A vacuum cleaner salesman.
I'd love to be a vacuum cleaner. That would be perfect.
It's safer to be inside. Run!
That's scary. Ah, that's freaky. I don't even know what that is. If you like waking out with fear, Silent Hill Revelation 3D will scare the hell out of you. Me? Well, I'm gonna go hide somewhere with sunshine. Lots of sunshine.
All the news you need to know.
It's Thursday, October 25th, and here are your top stories. First up, today Microsoft held its launch event for Windows 8 and its long-touted Surface tablet. The president of Windows, Steven Sinofsky, said the event was held in celebration of the product's global availability and what Microsoft is calling a new era of computing. If you hadn't heard, Windows 8 runs on both computers and laptops with a touch-enabled interface. Many are calling this the biggest change to the operating system in at least 17 years. And if Microsoft statistics are right, Windows has now undergone more than 1,240,000,000 hours of testing. So let's hope this new era is bug-free. If you didn't get your pre-orders in for the Surface tablet last week, well, chill out. It'll hit stores tomorrow alongside Windows 8, so grab your sleeping bag, snag a spot in line. Next up, Boeing has created some frighteningly futuristic tech, and they successfully tested a missile with EMP-like capabilities that can knock out all computers and electronics in one specific area as it flies overhead. So crazy. Boeing is calling these things CHAMPs, which is short for Counter Electronics High-Powered Advanced Missiles. They're not lethal, but they are capable of wiping out entire computer networks.
Boeing says in the future this technology could be used to attack an enemy's electronics and data systems. And get this, when Boeing tested these missiles, not only did they knock out all of the target's computers, but they even disabled the cameras that were being used to record the tests. Wow. And finally, if you want action, and more action, and then even more action, okay, I'll stop. Then your good friend Bruce Willis is here for you. You guessed it. Here's the new trailer for the latest film of the Die Hard franchise, A Good Day to Die Hard. Take a look.
Dad, just try not to make an even bigger mess of things.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Да.
Что, он тебе после всего этого?
First time in Moscow?
Yeah. First time.
You American?
Yeah, New York.
Are you a cop?
Yeah.
Welcome to Moscow.
Jack! Dad?
Nobody's gonna die today.
Need a hug? We're not a hugging family. Damn straight.
Dad, how cool! A Good Day to Die Hard will be in theaters on February 14th. I'm Sarah Underwood, and you've just been fed. Stay tuned. Writer, director, rapper, and chess grandmaster RZA will be here live. Looking for an iOS game that melds the art of Limbo with the puzzle solving of Portal? Then check out Nilumbra. In this side-scrolling platformer, you start out as a small, shadowy character attempting to escape from the void. A wall of nothingness that chases you through each level, trying to suck you back into the world you've just escaped from. As you complete each level, you unlock new abilities that will help you overcome unpassable obstacles. With a swipe of a finger, you can put down any power in your arsenal, allowing you to run faster, jump farther, bounce off the ground, or stick yourself to any wall or ceiling. As you progress through Nilumbra, you'll also unlock the ability to manipulate electricity and lava any way you please. This will help you operate platforms or lay down layers of fire, burning all of your enemies. And who doesn't want to do that? Part platformer, part puzzle game, Nilumbra stands out as a complex adventure that keeps you entertained for countless hours of fun. Pick it up for $2.99 on your iOS devices.
Our next guest wrote, scored, starred, and directed The Man with the Iron Fists. Overachiever. In this scene, Russell Crowe makes his grand entrance. Everybody, please welcome RZA!
Oh, man, that was cool.
Now, you could see in that clip a little bit that there's this amazing weapon. Now, it's a revolver with a knife that spins, right?
Yeah, this knife does everything, yo.
So do you realize you've probably created the most badass weapon in film history?
Wow. You know, the inspiration to make that knife was actually I wanted to make a knife that was cooler than Rambo's knife. Because as a kid, Rambo had the coolest knife. I was like, I got to make one cooler than that. And so the jackknife is my idea.
You'll know if it's like the coolest because like flea markets will start selling the ripoff of it.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
Usually, like,
the classic ones that don't turn the right direction.
Right? This movie is incredibly stylistic. It's like this super kung fu movie, and you starred and directed in it, right?
Yeah.
Like, how was it being on both sides of the camera?
Oh, it wasn't easy, but it was definitely a challenge I was well prepared for. You know what I mean? And I was surrounded by a great crew of people. I had a great crew in China. and also a great cast there. You know, Russell Crowe, Lucy Liu, Dave Bautista, Kang Lee. So much good energy. Rick Yoon. So much good energy. Is just, you know, I'm the type of guy that has a switch on the back of his neck that knows, like, director, actor, composer.
Yeah.
So I just hit the switches, yo.
And you were in China for like a year almost?
Oh, not a year. I spent about 7 months though. So
that's a long time.
It's a long time, yo.
Yeah.
And because we had to scout, I had to prepare, and then we had to shoot. So it was, you know, it was a lonely trip. But like I said, it was an ambition of what I wanted to do, and I was focused, and I just laser beam right through it, man.
That's awesome. And you filmed on mountaintops and stuff?
Yeah. The first day of shooting, which is a challenge, we had to shoot on top of this mountain, and we had to take cable cars up the mountain to get here, right? Only 2 people at a time. Some of the equipment couldn't fit in the cable cars, so in order to get it up there, we had to hire mules to go up the side of the mountain to bring the equipment up there, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, then the actors, and it was freezing, and so I got my lead actor, Rick Yoon, and Zhao Zhao, a beautiful Asian actress, and, you know, they coming up the 25-minute cable car, but it gave them a chance to be romantic in the car. And then when they get up to the top, they got this big kissing scene.
Yeah, so they get used to each other, they learn their lines.
Yeah.
You also wrote the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Was that the plan the whole time?
No, that wasn't my plan. I wasn't trying to be greedy here, all right? But it came, when the film was done, far as like an edited version, the studio had suggested that I score it. And I was reluctant to do it. I said no at first. First of all, I couldn't afford myself. Right?
That's right. You have to write yourself checks for all the things
Hold on. Let me, wait, it's not in the budget. But I actually waived the fee, basically, and got my buddy Howard Drawson to come on board, and we spent 8 months writing the score, and I'm really proud of actually doing it because it really added the flavor to the film that it needed. And the studio was smart to know that, and so was the producers. They was like, RZA, you're the RZA. Who else going to write the music for your film, man? And I was like, I don't know, could we get Hans Zimmer, one of these guys? I said, no, man.
You wouldn't think that the two would mix, but it's really, really cool. I saw the trailer. And also Russell Crowe's like a big star. He's in this movie, but also like Quentin Tarantino's producing, right?
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino.
Was he like a mentor for you?
Yeah, Quentin is, you know, in the Kung Fu movies, you know, you go to the master and say, Master, teach me Kung Fu. Well, I went to Quentin and was like, can you teach me how to be a director? And he accepted me as a student. I spent about 5 years under his tutelage. And when he thought I was ready, because I went like in the 2nd year, you think I'm ready? No, boy, you're not ready. But on the 5th year, I had a great screenplay that me and Eli Roth had wrote together, and we went to him. I said, Quentin, am I ready now? I explained the movie to him, the story. I showed him how I had cameras, I could use cameras, and he was like, yeah, I think you're ready. And after that, we went into Universal, and bang, got the green.
Well, you know, I get a little nervous at movies, so I'm going to take a little medical marijuana and go see this next Thursday night at midnight, because I'm so looking forward to it.
Have fun, man. You're going to have fun. I can guarantee you that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and now I want to just get this in there. It's going to be the 20th anniversary of Enter the Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers. Yeah. Now, you recently just played on Jimmy Fallon's show.
Yeah, that was
friend of mine. Is there any chance you guys are going to reunite and tour this year? Not this year, but probably next year?
Well, the anniversary will be November 2013. And that, to me, that should be a great moment for us to potentially launch a world tour and to bring our energy back together. It's going to take all the boys in the crew to come together, sign on the dotted line that we will all show up.
Yeah.
Because you know what, somebody won't be there. But no, we all agree to do it and show up and give it full concentration and dedication. I'd love for it to happen, man. I'll be right there to be a part of it.
I mean, I think that's going to be the musical event of the year.
That'd be a beautiful thing, man. And you know, not comparing things, but I honestly feel that the film, The Man with the Iron Fist, it feels like my new 36 Chamber, because it encompasses what Wu-Tang is all about and everything, and it's fun and it's unique, man. And that's what I always strive to be, unique.
Now, speaking about, you know, your music and hip-hop, like, what do you think of the state of hip-hop, like, as it is today?
Well, hip-hop is growing, it's continued to grow. Got great lyricists still in the business. You got, look, I go to clubs, I like to party, so they got the booty-shaking songs happening. But it could use a little more consciousness, maybe, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm proud of hip-hop. It's something that saved my life and saved my family, saved Wu-Tang family lives, and it continued to travel around the world. And like some kind of force is just, hey, let's go to the South and lift people. Let's go to the West. And now one of the biggest artists in the world is from China. And a hip-hop artist, the #1 selling hip-hop artist in the world is a Chinese brother.
That's great.
That's crazy. Right?
That's awesome.
It is awesome, exactly. In the elevator doing the dance. You know what I mean?
Well,
and the best break dancers in the world, the ones who won the #1 break dance in battle, is brothers from Korea.
Really?
Can you believe that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So hip-hop has become a worldwide phenomenon.
But it was made in the USA.
Exactly.
That's right. It's been an absolute pleasure, RZA. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks to RZA. The Man with the Iron Fist is in theaters November 2nd. You can buy the soundtrack right now. Do it. I listened to it. It's awesome. And now, over to Candace.
Got an iPhone 5? Well, you're going to need a case for it. Matt Myra's got a roundup of the best ways to keep your phone safe right after this. On the next Attack of the Show, Josh Myers takes the co-host reins for Halloween week. And I'll be sitting down with The Walking Dead's Robert Kirkman to get the gory details on the new season. Then Jessica Chobot and Alex Albrecht test their parkour skills with Assassin's Creed 3. Plus, Matt Myra swipes his way through Microsoft's new tablet, The Surface, on Gadgetron. And Chris Gore rates the latest flicks, including the Gonzo documentary, The Ambassador, and Will Ferrell's The Campaign on DVD Tuesday. Coming up next week on AOTS.
Everybody, welcome my son, Matt Myra.
Thanks, Dad.
How are you, buddy? What do you have for us today?
Well, there's a lot of people out there that just got the new iPhone 5, right?
That's right.
Probably going to want a case to protect it. I personally don't use a case because I'm not an idiot. I'm just kidding. I'm probably in the minority. People should put cases on things, I guess. Here's a roundup of the best of those things.
All right, now let's look at these first because if you're a guy who likes wearing super tight pants and don't like bulky case in your pocket.
Okay, I only had one of those check marked. Right, so these are the slimmer of the cases. So we got a couple of those. Here they are. Right, let's go through this one first. The great folks at InCase, get it? This is the snap case. This is the thinnest of the bunch. It's called the snap case because the phone literally snaps into it, so it doesn't add too much bulk. iPhone 5 super thin. That's what everybody liked about it. This just makes it a little bit thicker. Now, what I like about the InCase is that they keep the ports naked. So what that means is you have access to your ports, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You don't have to take the case out to put your headphones in or the lightning port. One minor setback, though, is the top left corner is this tiny, tiny piece of plastic that will probably break.
Okay.
But don't worry about that, because we got this next guy over here. What do you think this is called? The slider.
Whoa, nice.
Yeah, that's right. Now it's called the slider, obviously, because it slides. Problem with that, though, is this bottom part, I've lost this 1,000 times. And I'm sure you have too. But you can remove it easily, drop it on the dock, no problem there. It's good to go. It's for someone that needs to take out the phone a lot and put it on docks and things like that. So as soon as they make docks for these things, this will be useful. It feels a lot more solid than the snap case, so it's a little thicker plastic. It's going to add a little more thickness to your phone. So those are the two on the slim end.
All right, and how much do these guys run?
Oh, boy. $30 for this little guy. That is probably 11 cents of plastic. This is 14 cents of plastic. $35.
Well, there's a lot that goes into that.
We're in the wrong business, Horatio. We are in the wrong business.
All right, now, if you're the kind of guy who likes to throw his phone against the wall.
Sure. I am, actually.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have a nice protective case there?
We got some ruggeds. Here we go. This is the case. These are the rugged cases from Griffin. This one, for the moderately paranoid folk, this is the Protector. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a silicone skin case, right? According to the box, it absorbs jolts and bumps, and I've tested it. It does. So if you think you're gonna have a phone, you know, this is not. It's a nice case. It's not the worst of the bunch. I've seen the rubber tear on these though. In my olden times at the Genius Bar with the complaining people who swear they didn't drop it but totally did. So if you think your phone's gonna really take a beating though, guess what we have? It's called the Survivor.
Whoa.
Look at the size of that. Wow. My iPhone needs to be 3 times thicker. That's probably what you're saying, right? Well, this is what this is designed for. It meets military standards. So what that means is if you are around an improvised explosive device, your phone will probably break, but the ports are sealed, so that's good, so moisture's not going to get in there. On the camera lens is protected. Sometimes the camera lens will just scratch. The bottom ports are also protected. You have 2 little or 5 little tiny holes for the speakers. So if you want to use speakerphone on this, don't.
Can't do it.
Yeah, don't do that. But
now it's weird because this one's green.
Yep.
This one looks like it would be the military one.
Yeah.
But this is red.
This is that weird camouflage that was popular in the late 90s.
Now, how much is that one?
It's just camouflage for the Gadgetron set. Where is it? I can't see it. Yeah, so these two, here's the deal with these. This one, reasonably priced, $20, right? 20 bucks, not bad. Survivor, $50. I know. So those are 2. They're pretty bulky. They're, whatever. If you want to drop it a lot, those will work out for you.
Now, everyone knows that you and I are very stylish and
obviously.
fashion conscious.
Yep, I got your wardrobe from yesterday. I'm wearing it right now.
Thank you. So you have some nice stylish alternatives.
Yeah, we have
for people.
2 stylish alternatives. We have the Fab Shell, right? It's called Fab because it's got plaid on it. Matches my shirt nicely. There's a fabric back plaid design. Comes in a bunch of different colors. So if you want something with a little more variation, a little more personality, this is pretty good. It's actually a pretty solid case. Not terrible. Good job spec. It can take a few drops. That's good. That's all well and good. Now, here we go. You want something for Halloween?
Yeah.
Guess what? This has bats on it.
Whoa.
I know. It's Halloween themed. It has bats on it, and it's the color of the Joker. It's very confused.
Yeah. Just in case you're undecided on what side you
well,
root for.
I like Batman, but I also like Joker's Chaos. I don't know who that guy was. That was probably me. So anyway, $30 for the Fab Shell. That's the one with the plaid on the back. $35 for Halloween. $5 extra for bats. Now, I'm going to pick my favorite of the bunch here. Ready?
All right,
Probably comes to no surprise. I'm going plaid, you guys.
I knew it.
It protects nicely. It's not terribly expensive, and it looks cool. And you can get a bunch of different colors. So it'll match any outfit I decide not to wear.
It's nice and slidey, too. I like it.
Yeah.
Everybody, thank you, Matt Myra. God bless you.
That's it for Gadgetron.
Christmas one.
I found out that they also have Christmas ones, not just bats. I'm buying it when I get an iPhone 5. Thanks to RZA, Matt Myra, Sarah Underwood, Grace Helbing, Blair Butler. Oh, my nails are horrible. And Brian Michael Bendis. And
Good day, everybody. It's been awesome.
It's been freaking awesome, but we got a Friday show.
Oh, yeah. Tomorrow.
Good night.